Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we are live.
Hello.
Divine Vikes.
Welcome.
Woo! And the still undefeated Minnesota Vikings.
3-0. 3-0. 3-0.
None of us thought we'd be here.
Love
And I will not lie. I did not expect to be 3-0 at this point.
I expected to be I had, like I said, have said 12-5. I expected us to start 1-2.
I thought we could go 2-1. I thought we would win one of our first two home games. I didn't know who we'd beat. But so 2-1 I thought was very realistically possible. And
was not expecting to beat both the 49ers and the Texans. But here we are.
Here we are.
I actually think in my prediction before the season started, I think I had us beating the Texans, but losing to
I think you did.
The 49ers. But then after seeing the first couple games of the Texans, I was like, they look good. And then we just shut them down.
We didn't even give him a chance.
Well, what's this week's excuse is going to be what? That they had Cam Akers as their one back? Is that the excuse?
Joe Mixon was out. Wait, is Joe Mixon? Joe Mixon's on.
Mixon was out.
Yeah,
is he on the Texans?
Yes.
Yeah, they were down to Cam Akers as their RB1, and that will be this week's excuse for why the Vikings beat them by 27 points.
Yes. Annie Agar, is that how you say your name?
Yeah.
That's what her little quip was. What's your excuse now? Joe Mixon was out. Okay, you guys.
I saw it.
So,
hey, I'll take excuse our way to 12-5 if we can.
I am perfectly okay with everybody thinking that the Vikings stink. In all honesty, I am perfectly okay with them like, oh, there's all the excuses. Keep sleeping on us. Keep underestimating us. Keep doing it. Because obviously it's working for us.
That's how we like it.
Yep. We're not going to complain. You keep saying we suck. We're not going to complain.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all smoke and mirrors. There's no way this team should be a 3-0 team. I love it.
Agreed.
Talk it all the way through.
I will say it's really weird to look at like some power rankings because there are some power rankings where we are like second. And then there's other power rankings where we're like ninth.
Yeah, we're top 10. Yeah, I've seen those.
And like you saw, I think it was Fox, where we're below the Niners and the Texans. And I'm like, we just destroyed them. And we're not even at full capacity. And we just destroyed them. And they're above us?
Because we're a fluke. It's a fluke that the Vikings have won 3 games.
Yeah.
But keep on ignoring. Keep on underestimating us because
we'll take it.
We'll take it.
Yep.
Do you guys ever watch Flea Market Flip? Do you know the show? Probably not, right?
Vaguely.
It sounds familiar. I want to say I've seen a little bit, but no.
This team reminds me of that show because it's like Quessy and our coaching staff went out to a flea market and they say, "Oh, you're getting rid of that Van Ginkel? Well, we'll take it. I think we can repurpose that. You're getting rid of that Blake Cashman. You know what? I kind of like it. I think with a little work, we can clean that up. That Sam Darnold, how much do you want for that? Oh, yeah, we'll take that. You know what? We'll just polish it up and put it in the corner, and it's going to be just fine." That's what this is. We are Flea Market Flip, picking up all these pieces that nobody else really wants, but we see something that we can repurpose, and right now it's working.
One thing I was listening to, or one thing I saw was when Grenard was being interviewed about how things went. He's like, they put me up against a rookie tight end. I've never been that disrespected. And I was like, you know what? Go for it. He attributed that to his sack because they put him up against a rookie tight end. And he's like, I've never felt that disrespected. And like, he came from the Texans.
Oh, yeah.
And they still put him against a rookie tight end. What?
Good for us.
Yeah, so good for us.
Good
But
for
I was
us.
just like shocked when I heard that. And I was like, okay, keep underestimating us. Keep thinking that
we got a bunch of guys that are old and washed out.
yeah.
And
Or have been
we're
with
not
numerous
that.
teams and not performed well and haven't gotten anywhere. Keep thinking it. That's fine.
Once
Yeah.
again, we're flea market flip, and we're flipping it to a 3-0 record right now.
Yep.
So yes, you don't want that piece. Yeah, I think we can make that work for us.
Right.
Yep.
I think we can make that work for us.
We'll take him for 10% less than what you're offering, but do that and we'll take it. Yo, deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good with that? And they're all good because they're saying we were going to only have to pack it up and take it back home at the end of the day anyway.
Yeah.
So we're just glad to get rid of it. Like, okay.
Yeah.
We're making a really good team with all of those cast-offs.
I know. It's
What I like
special.
so much is that they're good in their own right, but they've not been in a supporting system to let them shine because they have to do it all themselves.
Can I just get defensive for a moment?
Well, sure.
Because this is my segment. In fact, I titled it, Build It and We Will Come. Because B-Flow has brought all of these pieces in and brought them all together to create a monster.
Yep.
He has literally handpicked, and people have wanted to come back to play with him because of how good of a coach he is, because of how amazing of a defensive mind he is. And he's handpicked all these oddballs to come and just been a part of this insane defense. I titled this as soon as you guys started talking. I was like, I have to get defensive for a moment because this is literally the segment, the title of my segment. Yeah. Build it and we will come, and they will come.
See, we're always seem to be on the same page.
We are.
Here.
What I need to know, does B-Flow does he have a cornfield in his backyard? If he does, I bet part of it's got a football field on it.
Yeah.
It may. He may have it.
Yeah. That's how he might have gotten them to come.
Yeah. And when, at least with Minnesota, one thing that is like, they talk about home field advantage all the time. I don't feel like we have really had a really good home field advantage. And I'm going to tie my defensive into the star of the game so we can start right at the top. Okay. Because building the defense and trusting the defense has made all of the fans that much louder. And I honestly feel like the star of the game for me was the fans, because they were in it right away. They were screaming, they were hollering, they caused penalties. They were like, the offense was just not in it right away, and they wreaked havoc. 4
penalties in a row on the Texans for false starts.
Yes, and it just set them off on a bad start. And honestly, like, that's my star of the game are the fans.
I like that, but I thanked every fan who was at that game out on Twitter. I said, you guys were amazing. You did your job.
They talked to KOC talked about it at in his press conference, and he's like, I want to give every single fan a game ball, but I can't. But you all deserve it.
Maybe they should have a giveaway, like little Nerf balls at the next game, at the next home game.
Yes.
Somebody should put that in their ear.
Yes. Yes.
With, even if it has a little stamp, like a little, the fake autograph stamp from KOC on it.
They should.
Thank you, KOC, and they should all get one.
That would be a good idea.
I do know some random person who works in marketing at the Vikings. Maybe I'll message them and be like, hey, you should do this.
And they have time because our next 2 games are not at the stadium. So they can do that.
And isn't there a bye week? Or is there a home game before the bye week?
We have. I don't know if we have the bye right after England this year or not.
Bye week is week 6.
So I think it is. I think it's after
right
we
after.
come back.
You know the Loud Cup? Have you seen the reels for that?
No, I haven't.
So, like the trumpets that they have at games that you blow and then kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, this Loud Cup thing is a cup, and it's like a Yeti, but it's got like a whistle slot on the lid, and that blows out the bottom of the cup like a horn.
They should make those.
And so, no, it's an actual thing.
No. They should.
But I'm saying they should give it to the fans.
Yes. Can you imagine how insane that would be?
Because then you don't have to yell, and it's like just as loud as yelling at the top of your lungs.
I need one of these cups.
I'll send you. I'll try and find the link for the reel, and I'll send it to you.
I need a cup. Well, I guess we're doing the stars since Cora has already given her stars to the many Vikings fans that were there in attendance on Sunday.
They get a game ball and a star of the game.
Game ball, star of the game, they get it all.
You get a star and you get a star.
You get a star. Dan, who do you got for your star?
Grenard.
Yeah.
He was good.
3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Huge in the game.
He had a great game.
Constant pressure on the quarterback, not just by him, but everyone defensively. But to come through with 3 sacks and 3 tackles for loss against that team is huge.
Against his old team. There were so many revenge storylines.
Oh, yeah.
Like 9, I think, in total.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the locker room, the post-game locker room, KOC was just calling out every former Texan in there. I think he gave 3 game balls away to former Texans on Sunday. I mean. I had a lot of people I could have chosen this week.
It's so hard to pick one every week, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah, it is. And I am going to take one. I have honorable mentions like Gilmore. Kamu was great. Cam Bynum had a great game. Sammy was just Sammy again. But B-Flow's defense. I was going to take B-Flow too. I said, no, it's time to pick somebody. I'm going offense.
Nice.
As he prepares for the revenge game, number 1.
His own revenge game.
Aaron Jones, 102 yards on 19 carries, 5 catches and 46 yards in that touchdown where he just went over the top to get in. That's the Aaron Jones that we want every week if we can get him. That's the Aaron Jones we know we can get every week if we can. He doesn't get enough credit for what he can do in the passing game. So it was a really nice showcase for his value out of the backfield in the passing game. But 102 yards on 19 carries, he was just phenomenal. The last run, I wanted him to get into the end zone so bad on that, and he just came up short. But this is what we didn't have last year. We didn't have this kind of running game last year. It just never developed. And
we've already scored more rushing touchdowns so far in the first 3 games than we have the entire year last year.
Yep. So that is my pick. I'm going with Aaron Jones this week, and I'd be fine if he made this list back-to-back weeks.
Yeah. I hope he does.
It would be wonderful if he did. How about we talk about how our X Factors did last week?
Naylor did pretty awesome. He was pretty clutch.
He only had 4 times when he was involved with touching the ball. One was a touchdown, and one was a big first down run.
Just saying.
Late in the game.
Speedy.
So
he's speedy.
Hey, he's got a touchdown in his first 3 games.
Yeah.
So that was great. Dan Murph had a good game. He had 4 tackles. He dropped an interception, unfortunately.
I know.
I wanted to get that for you.
I know. The one thing, so I didn't get to watch the game, but and I couldn't tell by the highlights too much. Was Murphy covering Diggs or Collins?
Diggs,
but I think they were kind of moving the coverage around though, because I think Gilmore only allowed one catch to Collins in the day for 9 yards, but Collins had a pretty good day overall.
No,
so I think
Collins was 4 receptions on 11 targets.
His yardage was big.
His yardage was big on the receptions he caught, but he only caught 4 of the 11. So it's like the defense was there. Diggs had a short yardage gain, but was better at 10 and 12. But most of it, like his average yard was like 9. And I just couldn't figure out if they were mixing it up or if Gilmore was on Collins more or Diggs more.
Yeah, I think they were changing up the coverages.
Yeah.
Like I said, from what I read, I think Gilmore, they said only allowed 9 yards on one catch to Collins, which is why we got him.
Yeah.
I mistakenly and unfortunately made a deal with people that if the Vikings go into October 4-0, that I won't actually watch a game until they lose.
It's fine. It's playoffs.
So as of right now,
you can't watch.
I sat in the kitchen while everyone watched the game on the television on Sunday in between the doubleheader fall ball games.
Yeah.
The things we do as fans.
I'm not superstitious.
No, not at all. My X factor was Wes Phillips.
Yep.
We put up 34 points.
I mean, I don't think anyone can argue with you winning there.
It's kind of hard to argue against that one. That's,
considering your person has to do well for my person to also have to do well.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Not necessarily.
6 scoring drives, but I'm gonna, to be honest, they did that on only 274 yards of offense.
They're part especially in not this last game, but the one before. It worries me that they're scoring so quickly.
No, listen.
Because they were talking about how the defense was gassed at the end of the game, and even just with time of possession, it's so lopsided. It's super great that the defense is still performing, but at some point in time, we got to start eating the clock.
Yeah.
So our defense can rest.
Well, I think this week it was almost 50-50.
Okay.
I think we were just a little bit under.
We need to take it. We need to get more. We need to just destroy the time of possession.
Too many chunk plays.
Our defense can just
doggone it. Too many chunk plays. We need to get back to those 12-play, 70-yard drive where nobody gets more than 4 yards on a play.
Yeah.
I will say what is nice, though, is while it was shorter yardage, it was nice not having to do it from a kickoff every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, but we got stops.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't have to go 75 yards every drive.
Yeah, that's true.
It was nice that they were so intent that even on that last drive, that would have been a nothing touchdown. They didn't give it up.
Yeah.
That they had enough in them to say, no, we're not giving this up.
I'm not going to let you score.
Nope.
You can't have it.
Stroud was already out, and the defense was like, I don't care.
Nope.
We're not doing this.
Yeah.
That's it. No, you got 7.
That's
you got more we wanted you to have.
Yep.
Well, so far that makes me undefeated in the X Factors. Woohoo! I'm going to get one wrong, and I think it's going to be this week. So as I segue into that one, pick your X Factor for this big contest against the Packers.
Aaron Jones. I'm claiming Aaron Jones.
Jumped on that one, Craig.
Oh, you assume we were going to let you go first? Is that what it was?
No one said anything, so I jumped on it. I'm claiming him. He's going to be the X Factor because it's going to be a revenge game. He's coming home. He wants to, not that he wants to like shove it to everyone, but he wants to shove it to the coaching staff and the people that let him go.
Yeah. And he's on my list. He was on my list, so you can have him. That's fine.
I waited long enough for someone to come in and say something. No one said anything, so I jumped on it.
Oh, is that how we're going to play now? All right. That's fine. Dan, I would like you to politely choose your ex.
Thank you. Thank you very much for letting me, John. That's so nice of you.
I gave everyone the opportunity, okay?
Yes, we all had an
the
equal.
whole 30 seconds.
We all had an equal 0.5 seconds to choose.
Cora licked the cupcake, is what she did.
I looked at everyone.
She
and
licked
no
the
one
cupcake.
took
We
the
know.
debate, so I figured he'd be on everyone's list, and I want to win.
And I want to win.
That's fair. That's fair. All right.
All right, Dan.
My X Factor, I'm going to go with Darasol.
Ooh.
I am thinking we are going to get more pressure off the blind side edge.
I like it.
Coming this week. And I think Darasol is going to have, I don't think it's going to be overly challenging, but I think he's going to get taxed. And he's going to get work. They're going to do, predicting a lot of stunts. And I think he's just going to have to work for it this next week.
He did have to work for it against the 49ers.
The Niners, yeah.
And I think I read something that Hunter was on O'Neal, not Darrisaw, against the Texans.
I think that might be right.
So, which I was kind of surprised by, but they're both solid.
They're both solid, but I don't know. I think this is going to be another test for Darrisaw. Can he protect and can he give Darnold the time to throw the ball, to make his reads? So yeah, that's my X Factor.
All right. I had two left because Dan did not take one of my other two.
You're welcome. See, I'm nice.
I'm gonna go with the old veteran here. I had Patrick Jones. I'm not gonna take him. Watch him have a great game. It's time for Harry.
Yes.
It's time for Harry to get involved on defense. I think this is gonna. I don't know if Love is back. If Love is back, Harry will probably be needed more. If not, he's gonna have to be big support in the run game because the Packers will.
Phillips or Smith?
Harrison Smith.
Okay.
Not horrible, Harrison. And I thought about Harrison Phillips too, but I want Harrison Smith. He's either going to have to be big support in the run game, or we're going to need him to take away any passing game at all that the Packers have.
Yes.
He's been pretty quiet so far. He's been solid but quiet. I think it's time for a breakout. I'd like to see him get his pick for the season to start.
How many have teams had many passes down the middle section of the field though?
I don't think they have.
It's like I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I think most of the passing attempts have been to the outsides.
But I think Love likes that crossing route.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Him and Reed, they connect a lot on posts and crosses, and
so yeah. I think it's time. It's time for the old man to have a big game for us.
Let's
go. I will go with Harrison Smith,
the hitman.
Y'all are 3 games back, and we still have 14 to go. So
live up to your nickname. Get some hits.
Yep.
So some quick talk on our upcoming opponent and what they just did this week. Did you guys see any of the game or any highlights?
We did. Honestly, not really. We paid attention to we paid attention to him as we were paying attention to the Vikings, just because it was like, oh,
yeah,
whoa, they're doing really good. And there's a kid on our baseball team whose parents are fans, so I, of course, am there keeping book, but then also am the only one with my phone out, updating everyone on what the football scores are.
Yeah, they were. Their defense is scary, but so was the Texans' defense.
Yep. So was the 49ers defense.
Right. And I think we need to temper it just a hair because the Titans' offense is really bad.
Right. And who have the Packers played? The Titans, the Colts,
And then they lost the opener
and they lost to the Eagles.
to the Eagles in the opener out in Brazil.
And, I mean, the Eagles aren't doing too great. The Colts are mediocre, and they only scored 16. And the Colts don't have a phenomenal defense.
No, but
They
the
didn't have
Titans'
love.
defense is decent, but the Packers have been pounding the ball hard. Like they ran for 188 yards on Sunday.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
our defense was really, we only gave up 38 yards on the ground, but this is different.
Also, I feel like of our last opponents, we haven't had a really big run-heavy offense
No,
because McCaffrey was
McCaffrey was out.
Mixon was out. So this might be like our first test on like a big run-heavy offense.
and it depending on who starts a quarterback. Malik Willis, he has found life in Green Bay. Now it's only temporary because when Love comes back, he's got to start. He's getting paid to start. But Willis has been really efficient. They haven't thrown the ball much with him. He had a great game. He was 13 of 19 on Sunday, 202 yards, and he ran for 73 yards and a touchdown. And that's the scary part. Mobile quarterbacks are scary, but with our linebackers now, I'm not as scared about a quarterback running as I used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can run people down.
So the key is going to be, again, we don't know who's going to start. There's talk that Love could be back. If he's back, I don't see the mobility there. And honestly, Matt LaFleur, and he's a good coach, he might be better off starting Malik Willis this week.
Yeah.
With how good our defense is in terms of pursuit. You don't want a hobbled quarterback back there. Willis might be the best bet if they want to beat us this week. Strangely enough.
Yeah.
But that's going to be interesting to... Oh, boy.
I have this game as a win. I have since the beginning, I think. Hold on. Let me double check. Just to make sure. I think I had us winning in Green Bay.
Yep.
I had us winning in Green Bay. So I am sticking with my original predictions on this because I do not want, me being superstitious, I do not want to go against what I originally thought. So I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop, right? So as a Vikings fan, this doesn't feel real, even though it's hard to look at it and actually like pick apart things that make us fake or pretenders or not actual contenders. So I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, but that's just because I think I'm a traumatized Vikings fan.
As we all are.
So, yes. But
when I saw MRI for Darnold, I said, well, there he goes. He's out for the season. They're going to have to amputate and we're going to have to find somebody.
Yeah, another knee injury.
And it comes back as a bruised knee, and it's like, wow.
Also, one thing we didn't discuss about our stars of the game, and not necessarily that this makes him a star, but can we talk about how a kicker missed a field goal in US Bank Stadium, and then our kicker made a 58-yard field goal that hit in off the uprights?
Yeah, I don't know if he called bank, but that's okay. We'll take the 3 points.
That never happens.
That was a bomb. It
never happens.
And to have enough behind it to where when it hit that upright, the momentum carried it through instead of having it just bounce back or hit the crossbar coming down.
Yeah.
That was a strong kick.
Like, statistically, kickers do better against Minnesota than any other football team.
Oh, I joke about that all the time.
And they missed. And he had, like, last week on my fantasy team, he had, like, 20 points.
Yeah, Fairbairn is one of the better kickers in the league.
And he missed.
There's Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't know what
have
say.
to give a shout out to our kicker, Will the Thrill.
Yeah,
Striker.
yeah.
He's coming
thrilling
in
all
clutch.
of us.
It was such an incredible thing. Obviously, I listened to it, but it was such an incredible thing to listen to that. Oh, they missed a kick, and then you're like, wait, what? And then he makes a 58-yard field goal that hits an upright and bounces in. That never happens.
A 58-yard field goal that hit the upright halfway up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody said it would have been good from 65.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Well, it probably wouldn't have been good from 65 because it probably would have gone out.
No, but
if he lined it up, yeah.
Because that ball was drawing in when it hit that upright.
Oh, it was?
So from 7 yards back, it's probably completed the rotation in.
That's fair. That's fair. So it would have been.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to add that in because
he
needs his flowers.
No, it's a good one. Like I always joke about that. That kicks against the Vikings make 99.98743.2% of their kicks from 50 yards and beyond. And
yeah.
And
then our kickers are a dud.
But Greg Joseph hit a 61-yarder.
He also missed a 30-yarder. So
no, he didn't. He never missed. Do you know he hit 40 in a row or something?
He missed our extra point.
It's extra points he couldn't make.
How far is the extra point?
33 yards.
30 yards.
But he made all the 3-point ones. He just couldn't make the 1-point kick.
He just couldn't make the 1-point ones. And considering our point differential.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing when I heard that. It's like, no, are you kidding me? He's made 40 in a row from 40 yards and in?
Yeah.
Thank God extra points don't count.
Right.
They should.
And then the poor guy, bless his heart, he missed a kick for the Giants on Sunday, and he kept that game interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cora, did you get defensive already, or do you have more to say on the defense?
I have a little more.
Okay, well, give us what you got.
It just mainly goes off of just how impressed I have been with what he's built and the trust that he's built, not only in his players and in how they play, but the pure fact that now the fans can trust that they're going to do well. So they get louder. And part of the, if you build it, we will come, is if you build the defense, the fans will show up for you. If you build a defense that we can cheer and holler and affect the game for, we will show up and we will scream and we will holler and we will get 4 false starts.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Penalty differential between the two teams. Did you look at that?
Oh, it was massive difference.
11-4.
Those 5-yarders kept adding up too.
Yeah. 11 penalties for like 90 something yards. And we had 4 for 35, I think. But it was like, yeah, that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'm going to be really excited about and what would be really cool, which if it happens, we might consider going to a game.
They have to have lost before we can go. Otherwise, I have to sit there like this.
Is if we win the next 2 games on the road, we go to a bye week. Week 7, we come back home. That game will be packed.
Insane.
Oh, yeah. If they're still unbeaten, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get $40 tickets for that game.
It would still be fun. But that would be a good one to take the kids downtown.
I need to get back. I haven't been there in 6 years now.
We haven't been to a game in 2, right? In 2 years?
Yeah, we didn't go last year.
We didn't go last year because we went to a few too many when we first got here, and we just needed to like slow it down a little bit. Be like, maybe let's not go to.
We went from like 6 games to 0.
Well, I gotta fly if I want to go see them, so it's a whole different thing for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, and now I live in Western New York, which is a little closer, but I still have to fly.
Yep, you don't want to drive around the Great Lakes.
No, I don't think I need to do that. Well,
all right.
I think Dan has probably been waiting for the whole show to do this segment.
He finally gets some good news.
Oh, geez. His receivers caught the ball.
So, here we go. In the mix of time, Dan, take it over.
Just in the mix of time. We got a good one. No, I mean, overall, it was impressive. I wish watching the play calls and everything, they didn't call a lot of pass plays down in the red zone, which I contribute to him not having any passing TDs. He had a couple of passes and guys couldn't finish it's kind of the worry that everybody had before the season started, that his receivers can't get any yards after the catch. And yeah, I mean, he'd throw passes, guys would catch it on the 5-yard line, and they can't get in. And luckily this game, he ran for one, and their running backs finally started producing.
Let's go.
He made some good throws downfield. He's shoring up some of the weaknesses. His eyes were downfield more, getting more throws down beyond 15 yards. And yeah, I mean, this is what I expected from him the first 2 games. And I think it was just kind of now his receivers are actually performing like they're expected. So yeah, I'm excited to see how he's going to end up doing next week versus the Jets, because that's going to be a tough game.
I don't know though. Are the Jets good?
They're legit. They are. They're 2-1. Their defense is really good. Rodgers is a different Aaron Rodgers, and that's not exactly a good thing for anybody. They've gone to more of a quick passing offense. Not something I'm used to seeing with Rodgers. A lot of underneath stuff, a lot of quick passes, let their playmakers do the job. So yeah, they're legit.
Because also the Cardinals are legit.
I still don't call the Cardinals legit. I don't call them legit. I watch Kyler Murray do what Kyler Murray does on Sunday. He panics against good teams, usually.
Are you saying that the Broncos are a good team, John?
I don't know if they're a good team. I don't know if they're a good team. But
I was just pitching in a little.
They were really good this weekend.
They were really good this week. They have good components. They're still lacking in run block and run defense. And I think they're still lacking in offensive production. A lot of
he just needs someone to
He needs a number one receiver. He needs a number one receiver. Sutton's not it. Sutton's not he wants money. He got money, and he's performing like a WR2. He's not getting separation. He's not getting open. The balls that are thrown to him, he's not catching as much. This last game was better, but it's not impressive.
No, he's not. He's definitely not a wide receiver 1. He may think he is, but he is not.
No.
Dan, you're going to be jealous because my daughter is going to that game on Sunday to see Bo in person.
To see who?
Bo in person. Yeah.
Her fiance.
Take pictures.
Not fiance, but her boyfriend. They're not engaged, but her boyfriend is a huge Jets fan.
Oh.
So they're going to see the game on Sunday.
I feel like Jets fans should just stop being Jets fans because Aaron Rodgers is there.
Yeah.
And just take a hiatus.
He's a good guy. He's hopeful that
Rogers?
Rogers?
No, not Rogers.
Whoa,
I was saying,
what are
we
you
have
boyfriend.
horror stories.
My
of
daughter's boyfriend. Nah, not
Oh,
Rogers.
okay.
No. I should have clarified that.
Yeah.
No, we know who Aaron is.
Yeah. He hated his own fans.
He hated his own family.
Yeah. Anyways.
Sorry. Tangent.
What else we got here?
I'm glad. Well, what do we got here? We got Valhalla back time, I think.
Let's
Valhalla
do it.
back, yo.
Take me back, John.
We're ready.
Ready? Strap it in. Get in the Wayback Machine. Not too far back. November 21st, 2005.
Okay.
Monday Night Football. Minnesota travels to Green Bay. The Vikings would drive down, try a field goal, a 47-yard field goal. Paul Ehlinger missed poorly. It was ugly. If you see the highlight, it's like the ugliest bad duck kick ever. And you're thinking this game is not going to work out.
Starts off on
the first.
No.
Brett Favre hit Donald Driver from 15 yards out. 7-0 Packers. It was a laser beam of a pass. Driver goes up in the air, hauls it. Just a great pitch and catch. A minute left in the half. Devontae Edwards for the Minnesota Vikings steps in front, jumps the route, diving interception, gets to his feet and goes to the house with a touchdown. The undrafted free agent. By the way, it's a good thing replay didn't get involved because he was definitely down before he got up.
That's fair.
We don't care. But 38 seconds later, Favre to Driver again from 53 yards out, and the Packers go up 14-7 at the half.
Good.
Closing out the third quarter, the Vikings tie the game. Seatric Faison from a yard out to knock the game at 14 as we head into the fourth. With 5 minutes in the fourth, the Vikings take their first lead of the game. Ehlinger hits a 24-yard chip shot, 17-14 Minnesota. Then at 9:48 left in the game, Brian Williams saw Favre deep in Vikings territory to thwart what may have been a go-ahead touchdown.
Woo!
And then with over 3 minutes left in the game, Ryan Longwell, Packers kicker at the time, he did become a Viking later, hits a 46-yard field goal. We are tied with 3 minutes to go. The Vikings would then go on a drive that took the rest of the game. There was a big pass to Corin Robinson for 40 yards with 41 seconds left. And then on the final play of the game, Paul Ehlinger from 27 yards out drilled it, tried and true. The Vikings win 20-17. That was the second time he had beaten the Packers on the season with a last-second kick. He had a 56-yarder earlier in the season to beat them. This would be the Vikings' third win in a row. All wins were led by Brad Johnson, who took over after Brad Culpepper went out with an injury for the season. It brought the Vikings to a 5-5 record after a 1-4 start. Stats for the game: Johnson was 18 for 30, 196 yards. He did throw a pick. Weldy Moore, 122 yards and 22 carries in that touchdown. Our best receiver in this game, Jermaine Wiggins, tight end Jermaine Wiggins, 7 catches, only 67 yards. The 2 interceptions on the defense from Edwards and Brian Williams. On the day, the Vikings allowed a mere 21 yards on 14 carries to the Packers. Why did I pick this game? In the history of Vikings and Packers, 66 different players have played for both teams. And I didn't want to do Brett Favre's first game against Green Bay. I had done that to death. There were no real big running backs who took over, who went from Green Bay to Minnesota. So I looked and I said, Darren Sharper was a big star in Green Bay. This was his return to Green Bay, and the Vikings prevailed on the last-second field goal.
Love it.
This week's Valhalla back.
Nice.
I love it. That's amazing.
That's cool.
I love it. Because as soon as you were talking, I was like, okay, this has got to be Brett Favre. And I was like, wait, no.
No.
I was trying to see which revenge player it was.
I was digging. And the other one I had was Greg Jennings. His first game against the Vikings was a tie. And I don't do ties. I don't do them when I work, and I don't do them when I do Valhalla back. We don't do ties.
We don't do ties.
So I had to dig out a really good guy who played for both teams, and Darren Sharper had to be it this week.
That's fair.
I put my work in for Valhalla back. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I dig. And the
I
fun
love
part now is there's so many videos out there. Like I can find highlights from almost any game anymore. It's amazing.
The internet's so cool.
When I found the highlights from last week's game, I was thrilled.
Yeah, I wish you could rewatch the games because we would like to rewatch them rather than just watch the highlights. But
the one I found was like on the Niners. It was 29 minutes of coverage, like plays from the actual game.
nice.
So that's about as close as you're going to get to some of the old games. You might get like a half hour's worth of plays or coverage.
Random thought. You know, it would be interesting to see if you compiled all of the times where the players are actually playing and not like getting set or in a huddle or commercial breaks, and see how long that is per game. How much time do commercial breaks add? Do timeouts add? Do all of those things add? It would be interesting to see.
The actual, it's like, so 15 minutes a quarter,
Yep.
right? 60 minutes scheduled playtime.
Yeah.
Time spent running plays is under 10 minutes.
That's wild.
Yeah. The average play duration is 4.5 seconds.
Isn't that wild?
It is running clock.
I once had to
Yeah.
My father used to do this pool for the World Series. And it was a player points pool, so I had to keep score for the games for him. And he was out of town, and he said I had to score the game. But Dad was out of town, and I wanted to go out. So I recorded the game. And I think it was Giants and the A's. 42 minutes of actual action that I had to watch out of that recording.
Yeah.
That was it. And he never knew that I didn't stay home to watch the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of wasted time in sports. Not in hockey, though.
Yeah, hockey's just all the time.
Hockey, soccer, they're all consistent.
So there you go. That was interesting, Dan. That's enough. You never know what direction this show is going to take.
Yeah.
Never know.
We do have time if you want to do a question this week.
Nostradamus question.
I have a
Or
question.
I could hold it.
Go for it. Let's do it.
What's your death row meal?
Boy, Corey's just like all over tonight. Like, I am going for it.
I'm ready.
I am sending the blitz.
She was very defensive earlier today. So
Yeah,
I'm just rearing and ready to go.
My death row meal.
Yes.
Big prime rib. Massive. Great outdoors size prime rib. Baked potato as big as my head.
Oh, guess what we made this weekend? Sorry, not to interrupt, but I'm interrupting.
Tangent incoming.
We made a baked potato bar.
I saw your baked potato bar. I saw that.
It was really good.
I make a meal out of a baked potato on the regular, and I bake them. I actually put the stove on, and I cook them for the hour and 15 minutes, and it's okay. I don't mind waiting because they're much better than a microwave potato.
Yes.
Yep.
And a big old salad with apple cider vinaigrette dressing.
Ooh. Nice.
And dessert, because it's your last meal.
Yep.
Massive piece of chocolate fudge cake.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Do you need more time?
No.
Okay, go for it. Don't steal mine.
Home smoked brisket.
Okay.
Nice.
Preferably me smoking it. Because the last one I did.
So good.
The last one I did.
Went on Christmas Eve. It was so good.
Yeah.
That
The
sounds
best
good.
brisket I have ever
Yeah.
had. And Dan's stepdad has ever had. Dan has ever had.
Yep.
His mom has ever had. It was delicious.
That does sound good.
So brisket with mashed potatoes, corn, and then dessert, red velvet cheesecake.
That's a good pick. That's a good call.
I feel like that just kind of top. I don't know.
That's
I don't
fair.
know. That's my mood right now.
That's
Would
fair.
you have the corn on the cob, or would it be already taken off the cob?
No,
Already
you got
taken
to
out.
mix it in the taters.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Garlic mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
With lots of butter and cream.
Yep.
Minnesota is like spud land, isn't it?
I'm Scottish heritage.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
I do like my spuds too. Even though I'm Italian, I like my spuds.
Yep.
Oh my
I
gosh.
got some
Run-
Irish in me, so
Runs through my veins. I grew up half starch.
Well,
But-
Corey, you seem to have something right. What is your meal then? I guess.
So my meal is homemade fettuccine Alfredo
Yeah.
that Dan makes. I'm not saying that Dan should make it, but that is my last supper meal. Homemade fettuccine Alfredo, and then it's like a lemon chicken that I make. So good. And then maybe some asparagus. I don't know.
Maybe
You don't really need green, but asparagus with some butter is still really good. A Dr. Pepper cream soda and a raspberry ginger ale for my drinks of choice. And for dessert, a tiramisu.
Tiramisu's always good.
Luciano's tiramisu. I used to
fair.
be a server and he used to be a bartender at this like martini Italian restaurant. And their tiramisu is literally the best I've ever had. They got it delivered from somewhere and it came frozen, right? Or did it come just refrigerated? I don't know. It came,
I don't know.
they got it delivered every other week. And it was just from this, I don't know, this place. And it is the best tiramisu I've ever had. It was so creamy. And the lady fingers were like not mushy. But like it was just perfect. Perfect. That is my last supper.
I forgot to give a beverage. I would get like a big 2-liter bottle of a craft birch beer.
Okay.
I would have
Dr. Pepper.
no
Oh.
a sour
A sour?
beer,
A sour beer.
fruity sour beer.
There you
I
go.
feel like that would just bring it all together. Yeah.
That does sound good.
Yeah.
Dan, do you have a question prepared or no?
No.
All right, I have one.
All
What
right.
you got?
Is it
Okay.
more food?
What one movie can you watch for 24 hours straight and not be sick of it?
I know. Dan has one movie that he will watch on repeat. That he will watch multiple times.
I do.
Yeah. Are you not entertained?
I don't know if I can watch that not on repeat.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta watch it 24 hours in a row.
I could watch Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could watch that on repeat. Everyone would get annoyed with me because I know all the words, I know all the songs. It gets me hyped up. Moulin Rouge.
It's thinking.
Wouldn't it be Gladiator? That's like the
No.
only movie you can
No.
tolerate.
I like Gladiator is my favorite movie. The most I've watched, like the most frequent I've watched that movie is 3 times in a year.
Dan does so we cannot watch movies if Dan can remotely remember any of it. Me, I can watch movies on repeat like no one's business
It bothers me too much
to know what's going to happen.
to know. And what's bad is I have a really good memory.
Yeah, so
So-
there are no movie repeats in our house. Unless
Oh,
it's a
that's
kid's
sad.
movie.
Like you can't watch a good comedy more than once,
Turner,
even though you know how it's going to end up.
Yeah, no.
300.
I think if I had to pick,
300.
no,
Because then you wouldn't get sick of your favorite movie.
it's got to be like Bull Durham or
Bull Durham?
Wow.
Field of Dreams.
Bull Durham?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an interesting choice.
That's an interesting choice. If you can't tell, I'm surprised.
Because if I was going to pick a baseball movie, it would probably be like Major League or something like that.
Well, I
Something
think-
could laugh
Right.
at.
But
Maybe
like,
it's something he doesn't want. Like, if he gets sick of it, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Your logic behind it.
so my logic behind Bull Durham
Okay.
is like, it's a baseball movie. Like, I could sit and watch it.
And if you get sick of it,
And
You're okay
after
with it?
24 hours, I'm going to be sick of it and not want to watch it for 20 years.
Okay. I mean, you went logic. I
that's
did not at all and go logic in mine.
nope. I just went-
Logic is my name of the game.
Yeah.
I would watch for 24 hours in a row Dodgeball
That's a good one.
Okay. Yeah.
because it is a true underdog story.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's very quotable.
Yes. You
Yeah.
would be able to quote the entire movie after you watch it 24 hours.
I would hope so. I am close with Caddyshack. I could
Yeah.
almost quote the entire movie of Caddyshack. I'm kind of close. I don't know. Dodgeball just makes me laugh every time. Watching Patches whip wrenches at kids
Yep.
is just it's
If you
insane.
can
Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
right? And he hits Justin in the face with the wrench, and it's horrible and funny and absolutely insane.
Yep.
And the last line with Ben Stiller sitting in the couch with the fried chicken on his chest. Effing Chuck Norris, that's
good.
it's epic. The movie is epic.
Yep.
What a wide array of movie choices.
Yes, it
Bull
was.
Durham, Moulin Rouge, and Dodgeball.
Give me a good stupid comedy every time. Every time.
So my best friend and I, growing up, we would watch Moulin Rouge. I bet we probably watched it for 10 hours straight one day. Because we would watch it on repeat and then like turn up the music to the parts that we really liked and just like belt the songs out to each other.
See, and that's good if you love music, and like my kids love music, right? They're singers and all that. They sing in their choirs, and so I think they might actually go with a movie that was a musical too.
Lila could watch Frozen for 24 hours, and the
Yep.
boys could watch Elemental. Is that the movie?
Echo.
Or Elemental? Or Element. Is it Element or Elemental?
Elemental.
Where it's like the fire,
Yep.
Yeah,
the water, and the air, I think. Or no, the land. Yeah.
Fire and water. Right? Fire and water.
Well, but there's other characters too besides just fire and water. But yeah.
you haven't seen that one yet.
It's really cute. It's really cute.
Oh. Not so much a Nostradamus question, but just because it came up somehow. What is the opposite of water?
Opposite of water.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if you had to break down the elements, I'd almost be breaking down the elements, right?
I don't think there's not really a real wrong answer.
There's not a wrong answer. There's not really a right one either. But we both had different answers
Yep.
to this question.
It would have to be the opposite of water. Would probably be like sand, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
Something
I don't know.
incredibly dry
I said
versus
air.
something incredibly wet.
I said air.
I said acid.
They all kind of make sense, though.
Right.
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
And then someone was like, fire? Ice? And I was like,
Ice
yeah,
would-
okay.
An ice would not.
Technically, it's the opposite of water.
No, it's
No,
frozen
anybody who's
water.
ever watched the Super Friends on Saturday knows that water and ice are the same thing.
Yep.
Right. But if you think about flowing water, the opposite is not
Frozen
frozen water.
Yeah, but they're molecularly the same, just one is more tightly packed.
Right. It's a pretty interesting question.
It is.
Right.
It went deeper because I think it was a reel, and it went deeper, and it was like, if you answered this and this and this, your personality type or something, or
And guess what? They didn't have an answer for acid.
shocker.
I don't know why that wouldn't be like one of the top
Surprise,
answers.
surprise.
If you said acid.
If you said acid, you thought this out way too long.
Oh my gosh. You
I love that.
have a
It's great.
different brain.
Yeah. They do. A
Well,
lot.
it's always good to get a good question in. When we can get the Nostradamus question in, it's fun. I think we've taken up enough of everybody's time tonight. Big game this week.
Yes.
Back on the road and then overseas after that. So
Yep.
the next 2 weeks will be very interesting. It would be nice to win them both. I'd be happy if they could win one of the next two. To be 4-1 after 5 games with this team, I think would be.
I have us on my record. I have us winning the next two. I did also have us losing against the Texans and 49ers, but I have us beating the Packers and the Jets.
And it's weird because I think I'd rather see Love quarterback this week than Malik Willis, believe it or not.
I think that might just be your traumatized Vikings brain thinking.
Could be.
Because usually backup quarterbacks have historically done really well against Vikings. So
I'm thinking mobility wise.
See,
that's fair.
I'm on the controversial side of
whoa.
I want to beat everyone at their best.
There you go.
So
you don't want Levin.
I don't want Love in. I want us to beat the Packers with their best foot forward.
So now they don't have an excuse. Joe Mixon's out.
It's the whole thing of even when I played sports, it was I don't want to face someone that's not feeling well or missing players. I want to face you at full strength and still beat you
and still
to show
crush
you that I'm better.
I want to crush your spirit.
Yeah.
I just want to win. I've said that before. Somebody said, well, would you want to win the Super Bowl if the team's starting quarterback didn't play against you? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine. I don't want anybody hurt, but if they have to go with their backup quarterback and play us in the Super Bowl and lose, yeah, I'm good with that. Because no matter what anybody says, you still won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think we win today, Sunday. I do. I think we win Sunday.
I like the fact that it's September and not. Yeah, I like the fact that we're going there in September and not December.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see.
I don't know if I have points, but I think we win by 2 field goals.
All right, so Cora's got us winning by 6.
23-10.
Dan's got us blowing out the Packers.
I like it.
I have to give 2 scores because I don't know who's quarterbacking for Green Bay. I think if Willis quarterbacks, Packers beat us 23-17. I think if Love quarterbacks, Vikings win the game 24-17.
So Willis being in, we score fewer points?
Yes.
Why?
Ball control.
Okay.
Oh.
Ball control.
Time of possession?
Fewer, yeah, the time of possession will go to the Packers. We won't get as many opportunities.
Okay.
They will run, and run some more if Willis is the quarterback. So it'll shorten the game.
That's fair.
That's how I have to look at it.
Yeah, we're
We
gonna
can
find out.
rub it in the Collins's face.
I would just love to see Aaron Jones go off in this game.
I would too. That's why I picked him. Although maybe I should not pick him because none of my X Factors have done amazingly well.
Yeah, you should have let John pick him.
John, do you want to pick Aaron Jones and I'll pick someone else?
No, you took him. You wanted him so bad. I can't take it back from you.
I know, but they've all done. All of your X Factors have done so well.
Yeah, but I'm due for a down week.
Okay. Hopefully.
Hopefully
Yep.
that doesn't mean my guy performs bad.
See, if my guy has a bad week, there are 10 other guys on defense who could pick him up.
If my guy has a bad week, it's not good.
No. No, it is not. Because that would mean Nick Mullins might have to come in the game.
Right. means Darnold might be out for the next 2 years with the knee sprain.
You heard it here. Dan just jinxed Sam. So
Dan just jinxed the Vikings.
So you can throw all of your venom
throw all
towards
your hate
Dan.
his way.
The Vikings don't
Next
need,
episode, we'll put his Twitter handle.
they don't need any extra help being jinxed.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I don't even know if you can jinx them.
Can you? Yeah.
Can you jinx a team that's like the most unlucky in the NFL?
Well, can you jinx the team that is the definition of jinxed?
Yeah.
True.
That's
You
fair.
can't get any lower.
Yeah. When your picture's in the dictionary,
You can't get lower.
it's kind of hard.
All right, guys.
It was
This is
a
always
pleasure.
a good time. I think it's
Thank
time
you
to
very
wrap it
much.
up.
I am repping some Vikings apparel. If anyone that watches this is wondering,
Old school.
30-year-old sweatshirt.
Yep.
So
1994.
we're Valhalla-ing it back.
See, I got to get some old gear then for the games.
Yeah.
For when I do the Valhalla backs, I'm going to have to dig out some old gear for those.
That would be cool.
All right. Everybody take care. We will talk about next week's game next week.
Sounds good.
See you then. Have a good night.
School.
Oh.
School.
School. School. School.